Hey guys, it's me, and today I'm here with a new video for you guys. I know it's been a minute. I know, I'm aware. I have been filming videos for this channel since my previous video that I did. I just haven't liked how any of them have turned out. And then also I've been busy. Life has been crazy for me the last month or so, and so I've just been busy dealing with life stuff. The Lord has been testing me, and I didn't study. And I'm not even a Christian either. Also, I've been working behind the scenes on a pretty big video that I'm working on and everything. I'm not gonna go too in deep as to what it's about, but just know that it's a commentary video, and I am very much looking forward to posting that. That will hopefully be coming next week. So definitely keep your eyes out if you're interested in that. But today, we're going to be doing a bit of a throwback kind of video. If you're familiar with me from my previous beauty, fashion, and lifestyle channel, you're probably aware of these kinds of videos because I used to do these every month for about a year. And that is, we are bringing back Am I Gonna Buy This? A series of videos in which I talk about the new product launches, announcements, and maybe some sneak peeks from the past month, and talk about whether or not I will pick up anything, if I'm interested in picking up anything, if I've tested out any of these things, and just my thoughts and opinions on them in general. And these are gonna range from like skincare to makeup to fragrance. There might even be some hair care in here. I highly doubt that though. It's honestly, don't really see brands coming out with new hair care products, but you definitely do see a lot of makeup and skincare, and now we're starting to see more fragrances pop up too. Now, given the fact that I do work in the beauty industry, I work in like the retail space and whatnot, and have done so for going on 2 years now. Like September marks 2 years that I've been working in the industry. Because of this, I have ready access to a lot of products and everything as they come out. So I'm able to test things and look at things and get a feel for them as they come out. So sometimes I don't even necessarily purchase the things, but because they are around me, I'm able to try them out and see what it is that they're like and develop my thoughts and opinions on them from there. But before we dive on into this video, if you guys are new here to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, and also while you're down there, definitely give this video a thumbs up because it'll help me out a lot. All my links are down in the description box below, which are the links to my Twitter, Instagram, and my music channel, so definitely go check me out on those places if you're interested. And yeah, let's go ahead and scoochie on over and get to talking about these new products that have been launched, announced, sneak peeked, and whatnot, because we have a lot to go through. I have these items selected from 2 different Instagram accounts, Trend Mood, and then a new page that I found fairly recently, because I wanted to try to like branch out to like find more of like the indie releases that come out, because Trend Mood, they don't really cover the indie releases very often. But I did find another Instagram account that's fairly new. I think they came out in the month of August, and that is My Makeup Radar. And so if you wanted to keep up with new product launches and announcements on Instagram, definitely check out these 2 pages. I might try to find a 3rd page to keep up with keeping up with new product launches and announcements and whatnot, but I might just stick with these 2 just so that way I'm not getting a little too overwhelmed and finding too much stuff. The first product that we are going to be talking about is a fragrance, and this is from Ariana Grande, and this is Cloud Pink. Her fragrances are very hit or miss for me. There are a few that I do really enjoy. I really enjoy God Is a Woman, and then the Mod Vanilla and Mod Blush. Those are the only 3 that I've tested out that I actually do like from her fragrance line. And I know a lot of people really love the Cloud fragrances. I personally don't. They're just not for me. But the scent note on this guy is gonna be, for the top notes, you're gonna have pink pineapple and dragon fruit berries. And then in the middle is going to be vanilla orchid, coconut water, and blush amberette. And then lastly, the base is going to be magenta, moss, amber woods, and musk praline. It's really hard for me to figure out and like decode and like these scent descriptions because Trend Mood doesn't have any commas anywhere with describing these, so Forgive me for talking strangely when reading out the scent descriptions there, but that's what we got going for us. It's going to be like a warm and spicy kind of scent, and just going based off of like the scent description and whatnot, this is again not going to be something for me. That's just a personal thing. Like, fragrance is very personal with everybody. I really enjoy my fragrances and whatnot. Like, both at my previous job and at my current job, they have nicknames for me when it comes to like me and fragrances. At my previous job, I was referred to as the fragrance czar. And then at my current job, I am the fragrance sommelier. So I enjoy my fragrances and I enjoy learning about them and everything. And so I'm able to pinpoint just by reading like scent descriptions and whatnot if I'm actually going to be into something. I'm going to go ahead and tell you this. Cloud Pink is not going to be for me. The next item that we have here is going to be from Juvia's place, and this is their cream bronzers, and these have a shimmer to it, so it's not going to be a matte cream bronzer but a shimmery bronzer, which I don't know how I feel about that per se. I am curious about the colors though, because I do like the colors in the Juvia's place bronzer palettes. I do like the colors in them, especially for like the lightest palette. I really like the colors in there because they just work really well, like especially if you mix them together, because the lightest shade is far too light but the darker shade is just a little too orange for me. But mix the two together, wonderful color for my skin tone at least. And so I'm really curious about trying these guys out. I don't really need any more bronzers and whatnot. I mean, I say I don't need any more bronzers. I only have but two. But then too, I've never have really had the best of luck with cream bronzer. So there's also that. The next item that we have here is from Natasha Denona, and this is the mini Starlette palette. And it's a very light pinky neutral kind of palette. I like the colors in here. I really love like the neutral pinks and whatnot when it comes to eyeshadows and everything. If you could see the amount of pink palettes I have purchased over the maybe past 2 months, you would be shocked and everything. I've purchased 4 in total. I returned 1, but I've purchased 4 in total. I have a thing for like pinky tones and everything, and no, it's not because of Barbiecore either. I just really like soft pink eyeshadows, but they're so tricky to find good ones that don't just blend together into the same shade, which is something that I would worry about with these because of the fact that they are so light. Because of Natasha Denona, I do like her shadows. I've had multiple palettes of hers over the years. I still have one Natasha Denona palette in my collection. It's the Discontinued Coral palette. Really like the colors in there and just that palette in general, but again, I don't need this particular palette from Natasha Denona. Probably won't even try to find it. I know the Sephora that's near me. Well, actually, there are 2 Sephoras that are near me. There's the one that's real close to me, about like 10 minutes away from me. That's inside of Kohl's, but I don't want to go in there because, for one, Sephora at Kohl's, they just don't have a wide selection of products in them because it's just a little pop-up. But 2, all TL Shade, I had an interview there for a full-time position, and midway into the interview they're like, oh, the position is actually already filled, would you like to be part-time instead? Yeah, so out of principle, I'm not going there. But the freestanding store that's close by to me is about maybe 30 minutes away from me. They will sometimes get Natasha Denona in there. It's still a fairly new store, so they don't have like the full scope of Natasha Denona in there. They have like a few of the midi palettes and then some of the minis. But I haven't seen this particular palette in there, which I don't even know if this palette is even going to go into Sephora or not. Now, this next item I actually do have. I haven't gotten around to testing it out yet, but it is the new mascara from ABH, and this is their Lash Sculpt Lengthening and Volumizing Mascara, which, just going based off the fact that it's lengthening and volumizing, I'm probably am gonna like it. Now, if it's a wetter formula, I'm not gonna like it. Brush on there too. It looks like it would be a mascara that I'm gonna be into. All right, so next up we have, I think 2 new launches. Yes, 2 new launches from KVD, and these are the full sleeve long and defined tubing mascara, and then they have new shades to their tattoo pencil liner waterproof gel eyeliners. Such a long name for a simple little product like that. But yeah, so when it comes to the mascara, it's just I'm guessing a lengthening mascara. That's a tubing mascara. I'm guessing that's what it's going to be. Looking at the brush, it looks like that's what it's going to be, because it has that rubberized brush. A lot of times I've noticed mascaras that have those rubberized brushes are just going to be good for lengthening and defining, and that's all that they're really good for. Now, the new pencil liners that they have 4 matte shades and 3 metallics. Got a blue, orange, green, and beige, and the mattes. And then the metallics, they have a black, brown, and white. Ew. Okay. I'm probably not going to pick up any of these and whatnot. I haven't gotten around to trying out and swatching out the KVD pencil liners. I've heard mixed reviews on them though, so I don't even know if they would even be something that I would go after. Next up, we have a new collection from Real Techniques, which I don't think they've released a new collection in a hot ass minute, especially one that has actually intrigued me at all. But this is their new Nudes collection. In this collection, you have the Daily Swipe Eye Makeup Brush Set, the Real Reveal Makeup Blending Sponge Duo, the Uncovered Makeup and Cosmetic Bag, the Nothing But You Face Makeup Brush Set, and then the Hazy Finish Powder Makeup Brush. So you got quite a few different items in here. The RT81, the angled brush, and then the RT82, the small little stippling brush. Those 2 brushes, ooh, those do look really nice. And then when it comes to the eye brushes, I mean, you can never go wrong with eye brushes. And they also have makeup tape in the eye set, which I find to be both interesting but also a little bit pointless to a degree. The reason why I find it interesting is because of the fact that I know that this is gonna be like skin and eye safe, because if you use like scotch tape, because if you use scotch tape to get that like defined edge for your makeup, it's not the most ideal for your skin or for the eye area. But if you are going to be using something like this, because I'm pretty sure that this is going to be like very like skin and eye safe, this will be a lot more ideal. But you know how you can also get that like sharp edge look with your eyeshadow and your eye makeup in general? Just go in with concealer. Next step, I don't think I have seen what is in this guy yet, but I believe this is just a sneak peek here, and it is from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is their Lucky Chest of Beauty Secrets 12 Drawer Beauty Advent Calendar. It's gonna be $210. Holy tits, bro. I ain't gonna get this. Charlotte Tilbury, she's got some nice products, and I understand that it's like luxury kind of products and everything, but it's just nothing has really interested me. I had the Pillow Talk lipstick. It's nice, it's pretty, but it just never really wowed me and everything. And then when it comes to like the cheek products and everything, again, they don't really wow me. Now this next item, I wish that this could be an item that would work for me, but I already know that it's not, and that is the new Eaze Drop Blur and Smooth Tint Sticks from Fenty. And this is basically a stick format of the Eaze Drop tinted moisturizer of theirs, and which I tried that out and I did not like it. I might get it again, like the liquid one, and try it out again, because it could have been just like it didn't work out for me just simply because I didn't have a shade that worked the best for me. But at the same time though, I just really don't know. But you don't get a whole lot of product in this guy, and it's $35. There are 25 shades, which I know some people might get a little bit up in arms about that. It's a tint. Tinted products aren't going to have the widest shade ranges out there because of the fact that it's a tint. You can like have a little bit more leeway with a shade range if it's like very low coverage. Thing with Fenty as well is that even though it does have a wide shade range, this is from my personal experience with like working with products from the brands and everything, with being in the beauty retail space for as long as I've been. The formulas are good. It's just that the shades do need a little bit of help, because once you start getting into the deeper shades, a lot of them start pulling really orange and red. It's very strange. So yeah, and a lot of the lighter shades pull like very like neutral to yellow. It's very, again, strange. So next up we have a product that's going to be coming out soon, because I haven't seen this yet pop up in my local Sephora. Yeah, it's going to be coming out September 7th, so it hasn't come out yet, but it's going to be coming out this month in September, but it was announced in August, so we're going to talk about it. But this is the Triclone Skin Tech Hydrating Concealer from Haus Labs. It's going to have, let's see, 31 shades across 6 shade families and 4 undertones. Ew. It doesn't really say anything about the finish of the product. I can only assume that's probably going to have like a more natural finish. Now, when it comes to Haus Labs, I haven't tried much of anything from them. I've only ever tried the lip oil, which I'm not the biggest fan of at all. I'm very picky when it comes to like lip oils and hydrating lip products. I am a snob when it comes to those kinds of things, and it's just not for me. It just doesn't do enough for me. I am curious about this. I do want to try out their foundation, but I do worry that I might have a bit too much coverage for my personal preference. I prefer like light to at most medium coverage when it comes to foundations. I know I'm not wearing foundation today. My skin is not happy at the moment, so I'm avoiding makeup right now. I'm really curious about this. I don't know if it's gonna be something for me though, but like I said, I'm curious. Next up, we have a collection from Kaleidos, and this is the Alma Viva collection. So we have 2 quads, 4 blushes, and 4 lip glazes. I really love the aesthetic of the packaging on these products, but the products themselves though just do not appeal to me. Like Kaleidos, they know what they're doing when it comes to packaging, but like the color stories and a lot of the products that they've been putting out lately, they just don't appeal to me much and everything. But the packaging though, the packaging you just cannot go wrong with when it comes to Kaleidos. I've only tried about one thing from the brand, and that is the Club Nebula palette done in collaboration with Ensley Feast. And I do really like it. It's not one of my favorite formulas out there, but it's still pretty good. A lot of brands have been coming out with concealers lately. And this is from Makeup by Mario, and this is the Surreal Skin Awakening Concealer. There are 22 shades, $29, and you get medium coverage. And it's a buildable formula as well. This particular guy, I have only heard things about it. I haven't tested it out myself yet. I've only heard about it, and from what I've been told, it's not the best. Like, it's very hit or miss right now with people. And I know that's still like fairly new on the market. I think it's only been out for maybe like, as of right now, I think maybe like a week or 2, but people are having very mixed feelings about it. Because some people are like, it's a little too drying, some people are really into it, and some people are like, the shades are just far too yellow. I don't know. It's not gonna be a thing for me. Like, similarly to how I feel about the Haus Labs foundation, I am curious about the Makeup by Mario foundation, but again, I do worry that it might be a little too much coverage for what it is that I look for in a foundation. Okay, so this next product, this is a product that I am shocked that I am excited about. I don't know why I'm excited about this palette, because it's so boring and simple when you break it down and everything, but I actually really want this palette, and that is the new Naked palette from Urban Decay. It's the Metal Mania. I don't know why. I just really want this. I don't know if it's the metalhead in me that makes me want to get this palette, but I really want it. I do. I don't know why. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Don't ask me why I am like so hyped about this palette. I just am. And it's so weird that I'm excited about a Naked palette. Now, I'm probably not gonna get it until it probably goes on sale, because I have a feeling that this is probably gonna be like the Naked Cyber palette, which is that was like a holiday release from them, so it was limited edition. This might be a similar kind of release from them, that it might be limited edition, so I'll probably wait till it goes on clearance, if it ever does, before I get it. But just know, for whatever reason, I do really want this palette. Again, I don't get it either. Don't ask. I know it's very boring and plain Jane with a few pops of color, but there's something about it, man. There's something about it. Next up, we got a new palette from Natasha Denona. This is one of her MIDI palettes, and it is the I Need a Nude palette, which this is very similar to, I think it's the Glam palette. It's very much like that, but just a bit softer looking, in my opinion. They're both very similar in tones, and I don't really get nude from this palette. I mostly get taupe from this palette, which is why I said that it gives me like the Glam palette, which I feel like a lot of people feel the same way. I don't know, I'm just not into it. And speaking of like overpriced neutral palettes that I am not interested in at all, we have the new Major Dimensions 3 matte eyeshadow palette from Patrick Ta. So yeah, again, not interested. I'm curious about trying out products from his brand. It's just that, for one, they're pricey, and two, I have yet to really see something that is like, yes, this is something that I really want to try out. I've heard nothing but amazing things about the formulas. It's just that there hasn't been anything to come from his brand that I'm like, this is something for me. This is something that I really want to try out. And this is just like a basic matte neutrals palette. Simple as that. Like, I don't need this. I don't need it. It does have 2 cream shadows in there, but again, don't need it. The next thing that we are going to talk about is something that I'm extremely excited about, and that is the fact that Marc Jacobs Beauty is coming back. They're not going to be making their first launch till 2025, so it's still a little ways away, but they are coming back, and they have signed a deal with Coty, and so their fragrance line is linked to Coty, and so it only makes sense for the makeup line to go to Coty as well, so that way they can be all together. I want to say that the makeup line originally was with Kendo. I want to say it was originally with Kendo. I could be wrong on that. I'm certain that they're probably going to have like completely different kinds of products once they finally launch their new makeup products in 2025, and I'm really curious as to what it is that they're going to bring. I'm hoping that they bring back the Omega bronzers and the Major Volume mascara. The Major Volume mascara is my favorite mascara that I have ever tried so far, and the Omega bronzers are a phenomenal formula. I have a mini that I've had for about 3 years now, and I have yet to hit pan, and it was the only bronzer I had in my collection for a year. Yeah, like, I don't know anything about Spectrum at all, but they have a new collection, and that is the Aristocats collection. This is so stinking cute. This is so stinking cute. I feel as if the Aristocats is making a bit of a resurgence right now, and I'm so happy about it. It was one of my favorite movies growing up as a kid, because it was just like, just a simple little cartoon about spoiled rich cats, and like this beautiful elderly woman who doesn't need a man and is just living lavishly and just with her cats, and just treating her cats with the most utmost love and respect. I love it. It's so good. Next up, we have a new launch in the Perfect line from Marc Jacobs, which I do really like the Perfect line from Marc Jacobs for the most part. And this is the Perfect Charm. I'm really curious about this, because the scent notes on it are rhubarb, daffodil, middle notes is almond milk, and the base note is cashmeran. This seems like it might be something that I would be really into, because I actually like almond milk, like almond milk scented stuff and everything. There's just something about it that's just like really soothing. And then like rhubarb and daffodil are really like fresh florals and everything. Like, it's nothing too like wild and intense of a scent at all and everything. So it's like, this seems like it's going to be like an everyday fresh warm kind of scent, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to testing that one out. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to smell it, Does it have a release date on here? No, it doesn't have a release date on here, but I am looking forward to smelling it once I'm able to smell it. Okay, so this next thing is a product from a brand that I have never heard of before, and I'm talking about this because I love the packaging. The packaging is so cute. The color story is really pretty too, but the packaging is what's doing it for me. And this is the Ensley Rain Cosmetics Strawberry Moon eyeshadow palette. This looks so pretty. This looks so pretty. And the packaging, again, like I said, I love the packaging. The packaging is what does it for me on this thing. So yeah, I don't ever see myself purchasing this, and might see if somebody that I watch on YouTube will talk about it and everything, because I know Angie really loves her indie makeup brands, so who knows, she might try it out in a future video. I don't know, we'll have to wait and see, but it's real pretty. Speaking of really pretty, we have another product from an indie brand, and this is from Ladybug Glow, and this is their, what are you called, the Floresta palette. And the packaging on this is what is really doing it for me. The color story is fairly simple in my opinion. Like, yeah, it's really nice and colorful and everything, but the color scheme and it, like I said, is fairly simple. But the packaging on it, I just love the packaging. I don't know. I love koalas, okay? I really do. I think that they're super cute and just really pleasant little creatures. So yeah, really love the packaging on that. And next up, we have a new palette from Sugar Drizzle, and this is the Plumeria Dragon palette. The color story is really cute. I don't think I would ever purchase it though. But the packaging, oh my god, it is such a cute little palette. I hope that little dragon is on like the front packaging of the palette and not on like the box packaging for it, because that is just so stinking cute. I would buy this palette just for the packaging alone. Like, it is so stinking cute. Then we have a new launch from Nomad Cosmetics, Golden Grit palette from Nomad Cosmetics, which this is like based on like ghost towns. Like, if you're unfamiliar with Nomad Cosmetics, they are in like destination themed makeup brand, and this color story, like this palette and color story, is based off of like ghost towns in the US, which I find the idea for this to be really interesting. The color story, on the other hand, not my thing. And also, I still think that I am not able to use the Nomad Cosmetics products, or at least their eyeshadows, because I remember years ago, I haven't looked into this recently, but years ago, I found out that their eyeshadows were formulated with argan oil, which I am allergic to argan oil. So if that is still the case, I can't use their products. So yeah, but I do think that this is a really interesting theme, and the palette is really interesting looking too. But like I said, this isn't really something I would even go for, even if I didn't have my hesitations with trying it out because of my allergies. So next up, we got a sneak peek here of the holiday collection from Hourglass. So Hourglass, I still don't really know how I feel about them after the fiasco that went down with them a couple of years ago. But the packaging on these holiday palettes, they did something very similar to this last year, but I really want the jellyfish one because I love jellyfish, especially bioluminescent jellyfish. I love bioluminescent jellyfish so much to the point that I want a bioluminescent jellyfish tattoo. I just love jellyfish so much. So I really want to know what's on the inside of that particular palette. I already know that these suckers are going to be stupidly expensive. I already know it because it's Hourglass. But I really want to know what's on the inside of that jellyfish one. I really do. The next item that we have here is a new collab with Dose of Colors, and this is with Trevor Barrett. And I don't know who this guy is. Let me pull up his Instagram. Alright, he's got some good looks on there. Okay, cool. But this is the palette that he has done with them. It is going to be a limited edition collection, and in here we have the Hypnotic Ink Duo Ended Liquid Liner, the Eternal Love eyeshadow palette, and then the Double Rainbow Plumping Lip Gloss. I don't know if I would ever get it, but it's really pretty though. And I haven't heard much of anything from Dose Colors in a very, very long time, so I'm happy to hear that they are coming out with some new stuff again. So next up we have a product from a new brand here, and this is from the Dots Cosmetics, and this is the C'est La Vie palette, and it's a 14 pan palette, and the packaging on this is really interesting. It's really different, and the embossing is also different, and the color story for like a first palette launch from a brand, again, fairly different. It's like a colorful palette, but they're all like very like subtle and subdued and kind of muted, but still kind of bright and whatnot. Like I'm really intrigued by this. I'm intrigued by this particular palette right here. Does it have a price listed on here? It's gonna be $36.02. That right there is telling me that this is probably a non-US based brand, because that is a bizarrely specific price point. $36.02. The next palette that we have here to talk about is the new Maneater Nightfall palette from Tarte. Since when is Tarte doing colorful eyeshadows? I know a lot of people really loved the Maneater palette that came out last year, so I'm curious as to whether or not they're trying to like bank off of the success of that particular palette, and I'm not sure if that was like a holiday exclusive palette, because I know right now a lot of brands are getting prepped and ready for holiday launches, especially like Tarte and Too Faced. It's a really interesting color story. Definitely not the kind of palette I would personally go for, but it's definitely different and interesting considering that it's coming from Tarte. The second to last thing that we are going to touch on is another fragrance, and this is from one of my favorite fragrance lines, Ellis Brooklyn. Love this brand so much, and this is going to be their Apple Love Eau de Parfum. I am super intrigued by this because I think it's Juicy Apple from Kayali is really popular, and I feel like vanilla and apple scents are really starting to become popular, like vanilla, apple, and blush. Those are like really popular scent trends right now. But the top notes in here are red apple, Mandarin Sfuma, not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and then peach skin. Heart notes are plum blossom, osmanthus, mugoet, never seen that before, and sugarcane. And then the base notes are sandalwood, vanilla Madagascar, ambrose, and musk. Ooh, this sounds like it'd be right up my alley. Ooh. Ooh. I hope I am able to get a hold of a tester of this soon. Ooh. This sounds like something straight up my alley. Like, one of my favorite fragrances, period, is from Ellis Brooklyn. It's Après. Love that fragrance so much. This one is probably going to become a new favorite of mine, and I cannot wait to be able to sample it. The last launch that we are going to talk about is actually a pre-order that is happening right now, and that is a collaboration, and this is a licensed collaboration, by the way, between Vampire Cosmetics and Silent Hill. Yes, this I am extremely excited about. Now, this is just like the pre-orders just started today as of when I'm filming this video, so September 1st is when the pre-orders are happening, and they mentioned on their Instagram that they will be posting swatches of everything in this collection over the weekend. So I don't know what all is happening here. I've known that this collaboration was happening for a couple of weeks now, maybe like a week or two. But I'm seeing like this particular photo for like the pre-order announcement and everything, and I am super intrigued. I think there are going to be like lip products and maybe like 2 palettes, maybe, I don't know, but I am like completely here for this. And ever since like watching Meg Turney play Dead by Daylight as not Silent Hill, as Pyramid Head, and referring to him as Peach Papa. Because remember, for whatever reason, I don't know what gay works over at Dead by Daylight. Whoever designed Pyramid Head for Dead by Daylight and just had Pyramid Head's ass just out and everything and had him thick as all hell, to you, I'd tip my wig, because God bless you. And ever since hearing Meg refer to Pyramid Head as Peach Papa, I only ever refer to him as Peach Papa. Random little story, I know, but here we are. And those are all the products that we are going to be talking about in this video today for the launches, announcements, and sneak peeks that have happened in the month of August. This is probably going to be a long video, so be prepared. It's probably going to take me a hot ass minute to edit this video. God damn. I had a lot of things to talk about in this video. Oof. Hopefully I'll keep up with this series and everything, because I didn't realize that I'd be talking about so many products today. Woo. But what do you guys think about the products that we talked about today? Are you interested in picking anything up? Did you pick up anything? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on things down below. If you have tried out any of these things, or if you're curious about trying them out, let me know. Do you share some of the same sentiments as I do with certain things? Again, let me know in the comments below. I'd like to know what you guys are thinking on these things. And if you want me to possibly give updates, maybe just like leave those comments in below and whatnot, and I'll update you guys as I test and sample things out as they come out. No shade, I'm most likely not going to purchase any of these things, or a majority of these things. There are some things that I'm like, I'm probably going to need that, but majority of them is just like, no. But I will try to sample them out whenever I possibly can. So if I'm able to sample things out, and if you want like thoughts and opinions on certain things down in the comments below, let me know, and I will try to let you guys know what I feel about them as soon as I'm able to. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until I see you guys in my next one, whenever that might be, goodbye.